Blessed be the horned God, king of the wild hunt. Blessed be the horned God around the Beltane fire.
Blessings. A few of my girls, my Acolytes Priestesses, suggested I do another video blog, and I really didn't know what to say. So I thought the best way is to turn around and be completely and utterly honest with you. Yes, I'm a transgender. I'm the first, if not the only, transgender high priestess in Australia. What makes me a high priestess? Well, that question was asked to me by a very transphobic Dianic witch recently in a group. And my answer is this: what makes me a high priestess is when 16 women, natural women, accept me and recognise me as such. That's what makes me a high priestess. My path is completely different to everybody else's path. I'm very, very fortunate that I have Irish, Scottish and Welsh blood in me, which makes me Celtic. But I'm also Indigenous, natural Australian Indigenous, Aboriginal. I know sacred men's business and sacred women's business. So it was inevitable that I would meld both my Aboriginal ancestry and my Celtic ancestry together. Now, paganism. Paganism is neo-paganism. Hereditary and traditional witchcraft and paths like Druidry and Ishtar-Tru are Reconstructionism. They're neo-paganism. Traditional and hereditary witches are solitary. It's family, it's passed down family and generations, and their knowledge and their wisdom and their practices, they're not prepared to share, and if they are prepared to share, they do so with kindness and to educate. Now, people like Gardner and Crowley and Mathers McGregor, or McGregor Matthews, they put together bits and pieces. If we didn't have these great men, and they were great men, even though you might not be really into Gardner. I'm not into Gardner. If you didn't have Gardner, you wouldn't have the Gardnerian witches. If it wasn't for one of his students, Saunders, Alexander Saunders, you wouldn't have the Alexandrians. Wicca itself is not traditional. It's part stories and part traditional and part hereditary and part whatever they made up as they went along. And Crowley, the Golden Dawn. If it wasn't for Crowley and the Golden Dawn and the Illuminati and the reconstruction of Druidry, these sacred paths, these ancient ways would have been lost. You can name so many of these brilliant authors who have researched painstakingly to turn around and bring this knowledge to you. Now, if you have, say, a mismatch or mixture or merger of the Dreamtime and Druidry with a little bit of shamanism and other magic thrown in, you have my path. My path is A.E.O.Nism. the god A.E.O.N., which I'm not going to go into in this video. But A.E.O.N. is an anagram of ancient energy of nature. It's as much based on ancient law and ancient ways as any other of the paths. It is Druidry, it is shamanism, and I embrace all my students, my acolytes, my priestesses who come to me. I embrace their path as much as they embrace mine, because my path is not your path. My path is not their path. My path is my own. There is no right path. There is no wrong path. There's only your path. My teachings are based on my own spiritual philosophy. Now, in answer to that Dianic witch that turned around and said, a transgender high priestess, there is no such thing. Surely you're a high priest. Well, no, I'm not male, I'm female. I mightn't have all the parts as yet, but I am as much female, I feel as much female as the females that are watching this, as my cis, natural, beautiful priestesses and high priestesses in my Grove temple. It's not witchcraft. It's not really Druidism or Druidry per se. It's a path of the ancient ways. It's a path which embraces Druidry, which embraces shamanism, which embraces all the other magic. It embraces the philosophy of Taoism and Buddhism. It embraces love and understanding and tolerance. Now, I have 16 women in my temple. And of those 16 women, one is my supreme, my archdruidess, so to say, or so to speak. Her name is Raven. She has her daughter, our daughter, and her potential right hand that she is grooming, a priestess, named Silverwings. Now, I myself have 11. Well, I'll just go through them and you can count them off as I name them. I have my right hand, which is High Priestess Wolf. Now, Wolf is Raven's daughter, but she's my right-hand advisor and my confidant. Then I have my left hand, and my left hand is Astarte. And Astarte is my left-hand advisor, and they're both high priestesses of my temple. I have 3 ladies who are, they've been solitary witches, who are hereditary witches, who have practiced many other aspects of witchcraft, or the craft. There is Arachne Earth Bear. There is Lycanthropia. Then I have an American representative, an high priestess, whose name is Amethyst, or Lady Amethyst. I'm not giving out the full names here, but that's what I call them. I have my spiritual adopted daughter, Wayfarer Lotus song. I have an acolyte named My Lady Dragon, who is also Raven's daughter. She's a priestess. She's not a high priestess yet. She's only young, but she's my senior acolyte. Then also there is Silver Brumby, who is the daughter of Silver Wings, but she does not come under, per se, the Archdruidess. She is actually the acolyte of High Priestess 4, and she's the baby of the group. Then out of there's Hippie Sage, who is Monique. She's a fellow shaman, or sister shaman. She hasn't decided whether she's dedicating yet or she's not, but she is a member of the temple. And then we have our ambassador, which is Rhiannon, who is a high priestess in her own standing, but she's not dedicating to the temple, and she's there because she's a loyal, devoted friend of many years standing. So they are all natural born women who acknowledge me as the high priestess of my temple. And Raven, my supreme, I am dedicated to her, and I'm her left-hand advisor. Now, I'm just a normal person like you. I'm no unimportant. But I have knowledge. I have arcane knowledge. I've read. I know all my past lives. And I've taken the knowledge and experience from those past lives into this one. I have died 7 times in this life alone, and that's another day. My name is Mish Dea Mystique Lee Price. That's my legal name. On my birth certificate it says female, even though I'm transgender. And I haven't had the complete operation. I am known in the community, I wish to be known in the community as DarkMoon. So, namaste, blessed be, much love, as the universe, so the soul.